The Silent Guardian. The vast emptiness of space offered no warning as the massive ship emerged from the darkness. Nearly 2 kilometers in length, its obsidian hull absorbed rather than reflected light, making it appear like a moving void against the starfield. The vessel's appearance in the Corthan border system was the galactic equivalent of a whisper that silenced an entire room. Earth had been dismissed for centuries as nothing more than a curiosity, a planet of primitive beings still struggling with the basics of interstellar travel. The great galactic powers had categorized humans as a Class 3 species, capable of limited space exploration, but centuries away from becoming a significant presence. This suited the Corthan Empire perfectly. As the dominant military force in the sector, they preferred keeping potential rivals underdeveloped. Commander Elena Reyes stood on the bridge of humanity's first true warship, the ESS Silent Guardian. Her dark eyes reflected the tactical display showing dozens of Corthan vessels scrambling to respond to their sudden appearance. All systems nominal, Commander, reported Lieutenant Park from the tactical station. Stealth systems functioning at optimal capacity. They still haven't locked weapons. Reyes nodded, her expression betraying nothing of the tension she felt. 20 years of planning, of building in secret beneath the lunar surface, had led to this moment. 20 years of smiling and bowing to alien diplomats who regarded humans as little more than clever apes. "Open a channel," she ordered. "Let's see how the mighty Corthans respond to the primitives now." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a reptilian face with dark scales and 4 glowing yellow eyes. High General Vexlar, military governor of this sector, looked genuinely shocked, an expression Reyes had never seen on a Corthan before. "This is Commander Elena Reyes of the Earth spaceship Silent Guardian," she announced, her voice steady. "Your empire has violated the Treaty of Proxima repeatedly over the past decade. You've stripped our outer colonies of resources, abducted our citizens for experimentation, and maintained an illegal blockade around our system." The Corthan general's scales darkened, a sign of anger in their species. "How did you bypass our sensor grid? No Class 3 species possesses such technology." Reyes allowed herself a small smile. "Perhaps your classification system needs updating." The truth was more complex than she could explain. For over a century, humanity had maintained a carefully crafted illusion. While openly developing conventional propulsion systems and primitive weapons, Earth's best minds have been working on something revolutionary: quantum phase technology that allowed matter to exist partially out of sync with normal spacetime. The Silent Guardian wasn't just a warship, it was humanity's greatest deception. Built in secret using resources smuggled piece by piece past alien observers, it represented everything the galactic community thought impossible for humans. "You have 1 hour to withdraw all Corthan forces from human territory," Reyes continued. "After that, we will consider any military presence an act of war." High General Vexlar's laugh was like stones grinding together. "One ship, Commander. One ship against the might of the Corthan Empire. Your vessel is impressive for a species of your development, but our battle cruisers will reduce it to atoms." On cue, 3 massive Corthan vessels moved into attack formation. Each was nearly twice the size of the Silent Guardian, bristling with weapons evolved through millennia of galactic conquest. "Perhaps a demonstration is in order," Reyes said calmly. "Tactical, activate the Prometheus protocol." Lieutenant Park's fingers danced across his console. "Prometheus protocol engaged, Commander." What happened next would be discussed in war colleges across the galaxy for centuries. The Silent Guardian seemed to flicker, as though reality itself couldn't quite hold onto its image. Then, without warning, it appeared directly behind a lead Corthan cruiser. Fire. The Silent Guardian's main weapon wasn't a conventional energy beam or kinetic projectile. Instead, a precisely calibrated graviton pulse erupted from its prow, creating a localized distortion that compressed the Corthan vessel's aft section to the density of a small star. The cruiser's antimatter containment failed catastrophically, vaporizing the once mighty vessel in a silent flash of light. Before the remaining cruisers could react, the Guardian phased again, reappearing between them. Twin pulses lashed out, crippling both ships simultaneously. On the view screen, High General Vexlar's expression had shifted from contempt to horror. What are you?" he demanded. "We are humanity," Rise answered simply. "And you've underestimated us for the last time." The revelation of Earth's true capabilities spread through the galaxy at faster-than-light speeds. Species who had dismissed humans as primitive now watched in awe as the Silent Guardian systematically dismantled Korthan military installations throughout the sector. Admiral Tarn Kota, Supreme Commander of the Korthan Imperial Fleet, slammed his scaled fist against the holographic display. Reports from every border system told the same story. The humans didn't just have one phase ship, they had a fleet. "Impossible," he roared, sending subordinates scurrying for cover. "No species develops this quickly. They were using chemical rockets a century ago." His intelligence chief, a slim female Korthan named Sci-Fi, approached cautiously. "Sir, we've been analyzing their technological progression. We believe they've been deceiving us." "Explain," Kota growled. "The humans' open development has followed the expected trajectory for a Class 3 species, but our analysts believe they've been deliberately showcasing obsolete technology while developing their true capabilities in secret." Kota's scales darkened. "Why? Why wait until now to reveal themselves?" "Because they needed time," replied Sci-Fi. "Time to build not just ships, but an entire industrial infrastructure beyond our surveillance. The Silent Guardian isn't an anomaly. It's merely the first ship they've chosen to reveal." Meanwhile, aboard the Guardian, Commander Reyes received a transmission from Earth. The holographic figure of Admiral Chen, head of Earth Defense Command, appeared before her. The Korthan response was exactly as predicted, Chen reported. "They've mobilized their central fleet. 14 dreadnoughts are heading for the Epsilon sector." Reyes nodded. "And the Archimedes group?" "In position. The trap is set." The strategy had been decades in the making. While the Silent Guardian drew attention, Earth's true fleet, the Archimedes group, would strike at the heart of Korthan power. Humanity had studied their enemies for generations, learning their tactics, their weaknesses, their arrogance. "There's something else," Chen added, his expression grave. "We've detected unusual activity from the Varian Collective. They appear to be mobilizing as well." Reyes frowned. The Varians were supposed to remain neutral in this conflict. That had been the arrangement. As one of the oldest spacefaring civilizations, their intervention could change everything. "Hostile?" she asked. "Unknown. But their flagship has requested direct communication with the Silent Guardian. Captain Ilara Tuvan herself." Reyes felt her pulse quicken. Captain Tuvan was a legend, the most decorated commander in Varian history. Put her through when she calls. Hours later, the bridge crew watched as the elegant form of a Varian warship phased into existence 5,000 kilometers from the Guardian. Unlike the brutalist architecture of Korthan vessels, Varian ships resembled organic sculptures, all flowing lines and iridescent surfaces. The communication came instantly, and the view screen filled with the image of Captain Tuvan. Like all Varians, she appeared nearly human except for the delicate silver patterns that traced across her pale skin and the entirely silver eyes without iris or pupil. "Commander Reyes," she greeted in perfect English. "Your emergence has created quite the diplomatic situation." "Captain Tuvan," Reyes acknowledged. "The Varian Collective's position has always been neutrality in conflicts between younger species." Tuvan's expression remained unreadable. "That remains our position. However, there are complications, such as the quantum phase technology your vessel employs. The Korthans believe you developed it independently. We know otherwise." Reyes tensed. This was the moment Earth had feared, the moment when their greatest secret might be exposed. "I don't understand your implication, Captain," she said carefully. Tuvan smiled slightly. "Don't you? The Korthans are correct that no Class 3 species could develop such technology on their own. What they don't know is that humanity isn't truly a Class 3 species at all. The bridge fell silent. Your ancestors were quite clever, Tivan continued. When the first Varian explorers visited Earth 12,000 years ago, we classified humans as a pre-industrial species and moved on. But some of our scientists stayed behind, fascinated by human potential. Over generations, they integrated into your civilization, sharing knowledge before our collective established the non-interference protocols. Reyes maintained her composure despite the revelation. Earth's most classified historical records contained fragments of this truth, ancient knowledge preserved through the millennia by secret societies and hidden enclaves. Why are you telling me this now? Reyes asked. Because the Korthan Empire has dominated this sector through fear and superior firepower for too long. We Varians cannot intervene directly. Our ancient laws forbid it. But we have been waiting for humanity to emerge as a counterbalance. Tivan's silver eyes seemed to look through Reyes rather than at her. The phase technology aboard your vessel contains elements of ancient Varian science, adapted and improved upon by human ingenuity. A remarkable achievement. And now? Reyes asked. Now we watch. The Korthan fleet approaches, Commander. 14 dreadnoughts against your one vessel. What will humanity do next, I wonder? As Captain Tivan's image faded from the screen, Reyes turned to her crew. Every face on the bridge reflected the same determination. Send the activation code to the Archimedes group, she ordered. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of. Light years away, hidden in the shadows of gas giants and asteroid fields, 30 phase-capable Earth vessels received their orders. Operation Prometheus had begun. The galaxy would never be the same again. The Reckoning. The Korthan War Council convened an emergency session aboard the Imperial Dreadnought Immutable Will. 14 of the Empire's most powerful vessels had assembled to crush a single human ship, a show of overwhelming force meant to remind the galaxy of Korthan supremacy. Admiral Kota stood before the gathered commanders, his scales a deep crimson with rage. The holographic display showed the silent Guardian holding position at the edge of the Epsilon system, seemingly oblivious to its impending destruction. The humans have demonstrated advanced technology, yes, Kota acknowledged. But one ship, no matter how advanced, cannot stand against the combined might of our battle fleet. We will obliterate this silent Guardian, and then reduce Earth to molten slag as an example to any other species harboring thoughts of resistance. High Commander Zexvac, the oldest of the gathered officers, raised a clawed hand. Intelligence reports suggest the humans may have other ships with similar capabilities. Kota dismissed the concern with a gesture. Rumors and speculation. Our scout vessels have detected no sign of additional human warships. This is clearly their prototype. Impressive, but alone. The tactical officer interrupted with an urgent report. Admiral, we're detecting unusual energy signatures throughout the system. They appear to be emerging from phase space. Before Kota could respond, the tactical display exploded with new contacts. Not one or two vessels, but dozens, all bearing Earth identification signals. They appeared simultaneously at strategic points throughout the formation, surrounding the Korthan fleet in a three-dimensional web of firepower. Commander Elena Rice's voice came through on all Korthan communication channels. This is your only warning, Admiral Kota. The Archimedes group is now active. Surrender your fleet or be destroyed. Kota roared in defiance. All vessels, open fire. Destroy them all. What followed was not a battle but a systematic dismantling of the most powerful fighting force in the sector. The Earth vessels moved with impossible precision, phasing in and out of normal space faster than Korthan targeting systems could track. Each human ship seemed to anticipate its opponent's movements before they occurred, striking with devastating graviton pulses that bypassed shields entirely. Within 20 minutes, 10 of the 14 Korthan dreadnoughts had been disabled or destroyed. The remaining 4, including the immutable will, found themselves surrounded. On the bridge of the Silent Guardian, Commander Reyes watched the battle unfold with grim satisfaction. The plan had worked perfectly. The Archimedes group had remained hidden until the critical moment, allowing Earth to concentrate overwhelming force against the heart of Corthan military power. "The immutable will is hailing us," Lieutenant Park reported. "Admiral Coda is requesting terms." Reyes nodded. On screen, Admiral Coda's once imposing figure appeared diminished, his scales now a pale gray of defeat. "How?" he demanded simply. "How did humans achieve this level of technology?" "We adapted. We innovated. We did what humans have always done when faced with superior force. We found another way," Reyes answered. "The terms are simple: immediate withdrawal of all Corthan forces from human space, release of all human prisoners, and reparations for the resources stolen from our colonies." Coda's eyes narrowed. "And if we refuse?" In response, Reyes transmitted a single data package. As Coda reviewed it, his expression changed from defiance to horror. The package contained precise coordinates for every major Corthan military installation, industrial center, and population hub, along with evidence that Earth vessels could reach any of them within minutes. "You've had phase-capable probes watching us all along," Coda realized. "For decades," Reyes confirmed, "every weakness, every vulnerability in your empire has been cataloged and analyzed. We can strike anywhere, at any time, with no warning. Or you can accept our terms and prevent further bloodshed." The choice, when presented in such stark terms, was no choice at all. Within hours, the Corthan Empire, which had dominated its sector for over 1,000 years, signed the first forced peace treaty in its history. News of humanity's victory spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Species that had suffered under Corthan oppression reached out to Earth with offers of alliance. Others, wary of this new power, began reassessing their own military capabilities. 3 months after the Battle of Epsilon, representatives from 37 spacefaring civilizations gathered on neutral ground, the ancient space station known as the Nexus, constructed by a long-vanished species at the center of the galaxy. Here, humanity would formally join the Galactic Council as a recognized power. The council chamber fell silent as Commander Reyes entered, flanked by Earth's diplomatic corps. Across the chamber sat representatives of the galaxy's oldest civilizations, including the Varian delegate, none other than Captain Tuvan herself. The head counselor, a gaseous entity contained within an ornate mechanical body, spoke first. "Earth's abrupt emergence as a military power has created significant diplomatic challenges. Many council members express concern over the rapid advancement of human technology and the apparent deception regarding your species' true capabilities." Ray stepped forward. "Earth deceived no one. We simply allowed others to underestimate us, a tactical choice given the predatory nature of powers like the Corthan Empire. Had we revealed our true capabilities earlier, we would have been targeted and potentially destroyed before we could defend ourselves." "An argument with merit," acknowledged Givan, her silver eyes reflecting the chamber's light. "The Varian Collective recognizes humanity's right to self-protection." The Corthan representative, a subdued Sci-Fi who had replaced the disgraced Admiral Coda, hissed softly. "The humans didn't merely defend themselves, they threatened the annihilation of our central worlds." "After centuries of Corthan exploitation," Reyes countered, "Earth doesn't seek domination. We seek recognition and respect. The phase technology that so concerns this council isn't just a weapon. It's the key to exploring regions of space previously inaccessible to any species." This caught the attention of the scientific delegation. One of them, a crystalline being named Zenith, vibrated with excitement. "You refer to the theoretical passage through the galactic barrier." Reyes nodded. "Our vessels can safely traverse the energy barrier surrounding the galaxy. We've already sent exploratory probes beyond it." The chamber erupted in astonishment. No known species had successfully penetrated the mysterious barrier that encircled the Milky Way. a feat considered impossible by conventional physics. If humanity is willing to share this technology, Zenith continued, it would revolutionize our understanding of the universe. We are willing, Rise confirmed, as equal partners in exploration, not as subjects or inferiors. Earth comes to this council not as supplicants but as peers. The discussions continued for days, with various factions arguing for caution or embracing the opportunities presented by humanity's emergence. Throughout it all, Captain Tivan watched with what appeared to be satisfaction, as though witnessing the fulfillment of a long-held prediction. On the final day of negotiations, Tivan requested a private meeting with Commander Reyes in the Nexus Gardens, a massive biodome containing plant species from across the galaxy. You've handled the council expertly, Tivan observed as they walked among luminescent flowers from distant worlds. Many expected humans to flaunt their new power. Instead, you've shown restraint. Earth has no interest in becoming another Corthan empire, Rise replied. We want security for our people and the freedom to explore. Tivan nodded. Yet you must know that humanity's emergence has forever altered the balance of power. Some species fear you will not stop with the Corthans. Those who respect our sovereignty have nothing to fear from Earth. And those who don't. Ray stopped walking, meeting Tivan's silver gaze directly. The Silent Guardian and the Archimedes group represent only the first generation of our phase technology. Even now, Earth's scientists are developing applications we believe will benefit all spacefaring species, such as instantaneous communication across unlimited distances, medical applications that could extend lifespans across all known species, energy production methods that don't deplete natural resources. Tivan's expression remained unreadable. The other council members don't fully understand what happened at Epsilon, do they? They believe you simply revealed advanced technology you've been hiding. What do you believe happened? Rise asked carefully. I believe, Tivan said softly, that humanity has achieved something no other species has managed in the 100,000 years of recorded galactic history. You've made a developmental leap, evolving your understanding of physics beyond incremental progress. Before Rise could respond, her communication implant chimed with an urgent message from Earth. She excused herself and received the transmission in private. Admiral Chen's holographic image appeared, his expression grave but excited. The Prometheus core has stabilized, Alina. Full quantum cohesion achieved. Rise felt her pulse quicken. This was the breakthrough they'd been working toward for decades, the final piece that would transform Earth's defensive capabilities into something truly revolutionary. Containment, she asked. Stable. The core can now generate enough energy to phase an entire planet. The implications were staggering. With the Prometheus core fully operational, Earth itself could be rendered untouchable, capable of phasing out of normal space-time if threatened. When Reyes returned to Tivan, the Varian captain seemed to sense the news without being told. Your species has crossed another threshold, she observed. Yes. Then what I must tell you becomes even more important. Tivan gestured to the stars visible through the garden's transparent dome. The galaxy you see is merely one small province in a much larger community. Beyond the barrier lie thousands of galaxies, many home to civilizations far older than any in the Milky Way. Rise felt a chill despite the garden's warmth. You've been beyond the barrier. The Varian Collective originated beyond it, Tivan corrected. We came here as explorers 12 million years ago and chose to remain when we discovered the richness of life in this galaxy. The barrier itself is not natural. It was created to protect developing species from certain influences. What influences? Tivan's silver eyes seemed to look beyond physical space. There are entities in the cosmos that view emerging intelligence as we might view natural resources, something to be harvested and consumed. The barrier keeps them out, for the most part. But your phase technology, it creates ripples they can detect. Understanding dawned on Reyes. You're saying we may have attracted attention. I'm saying that humanity's greatest challenge isn't conquering the galaxy, Commander. It's helping to defend it when the harvesters eventually find a way through. Your Prometheus core might be the key to reinforcing the barrier itself. As Reyes absorbed this revelation, she realized that Earth's emergence onto the galactic stage wasn't the end of humanity's journey. It was merely the beginning of a much greater responsibility. The next day, before the full Galactic Council, Commander Elena Reyes presented Earth's proposal, a new alliance focused not on conquest or exploitation, but on mutual defense and exploration. The Silent Guardian would become the first of a new class of vessels dedicated to strengthening the galactic barrier and exploring what lay beyond. The galaxy that had once dismissed Earth as insignificant now looked to humanity as both protector and pioneer. The Dreadnought that had made empires tremble would lead the way to humanity's true destiny among the stars. As the Silent Guardian prepared for its first official mission beyond the barrier, Commander Reyes stood on the observation deck, watching the stars. Whatever waited out there, threat or opportunity, humanity would face it as they had always faced the unknown, with courage, innovation, and an unbreakable will to survive. The underestimated world was underestimated no more.